to talk about something that woke me out of my stupor whilst relaxing and browsing the Netflix because it was so horrendous that I had forgotten that the movie existed until it dared show its ugly picture across my feed. This horrendous abomination of what some people would call a comedy. Yes, I am talking about the brand new Netflix original, Kinda Pregnant. Now, I want to preface this review by saying, being a male, I don't understand how the nuances of pregnancy might go through the woman's perspective. But what I can tell you is one of the worst comedians on God's green earth stars in this movie. Amy Schumer. Now, if you guys don't know, I don't like anything Amy Schumer does. I think she did one good movie called Trainwreck, and that was mainly because John Cena is hilarious as a comedic actor, whatever he falls into, okay? Amy Schumer is, on the whole, a terrible person who's a terrible comedian who makes terrible movies, and yet for some unknown reason, this woman keeps on getting leading roles. Now, I come from the old school of comedy. I am not a prude. I'm not above offensive jokes. I am the person who would enjoy this kind of comedic movie. There's inappropriate humor and there's some sexual references and things of that sort. So this movie stars Amy Schumer, Julian Bell, and Brianna Howie, who they are pretty well comedic actors. This is directed by Steve Yautz or Tyler Spelman and Steve Yautz. It's produced by Adam Sandler's movie company, Happy Gilmore Productions. Adam Sandler, shame on you for putting this pile of shit out into the world. So what is Kinda Pregnant about? Let me give you guys the setup to tell you what this fucking terrible comedy is about. So Amy Schumer plays a jealous best friend, Lonnie, who puts a fake baby bump on and tells a huge lie and accidentally falls in love with the man of her dreams. What the fuck, Netflix? I thought Cuties was offensive. This movie, I can't get pregnant, but on behalf of all of the women in the world, I want to say I am deeply offended for you. This movie is the most fucking offensive movie I have ever seen in my life. Now, being a dad, thank you. I don't mind looking like Joe. Anyways, being a dad and having my ex go through this experience, I don't know from the lady's perspective what pregnancy might be like. I never will. But I can fucking imagine it is nothing like it is portrayed for laughs in this movie. This is the kind of content that makes comedies have a bad name, because I would like to see more comedies that take risks, such as movies like this that tell the crude humor, like Wedding Crashers or Bridesmaids, or comedies like that. There are even comedies for the ladies with that crude humor that only they could get. But this movie is an abomination and an affront to all that's comedy. So let's start off with the worst performance in this fucking movie. Amy Schumer herself is a fucking terrible human being in this movie. Now, in comedy movies, you got to understand, you have generally terrible people put into wacky situations to make the comedy work. And how the arc goes is you have a terrible person do a terrible fucking thing, wacky shenanigans ensue, and then we learn a lesson and we grow, and the character has something in writing called a fucking character arc. Amy Schumer's character does not fucking grow, learn, or become a better person by the end of this movie. She starts off as a shitty person telling a very terrible lie, and she ends the movie as a shitty friend, forgiven by everyone for no apparent reason, who told a really terrible lie. So what is the premise? Her best friends around her are getting pregnant, and they're all having happy lives. She's that jealous third wheel. Y'all seen them where everybody's having a kid, and she's like, "Oh, I want a kid, so everybody can put their attention on me." So she gets this thing and fakes being pregnant and gets a baby shower and has wacky shenanigans with trying to just straight up lie to friends and family about her being pregnant. Folks, do I have to say more about this? I mean, do I really have to go into the specifics of why this is a fucking terrible concept? Or, like, look, I don't get offended, but this is offensive. This is offensive to the process. You could do a movie or a comedy about someone being pregnant and some wacky shenanigans that may ensue and have a little conflict in Java. Fuck, there's so many fucking movies that have done this. Perfect example, Bridget Jones' Diary. I love those fucking movies. Renee Zellweger is a fucking treasure. Okay, she has a Bridget Jones Diary. Don't quote me. I don't know which one it is, but it's where she's pregnant, and you know she does the diary thing, and there's wacky shenanigans within the pregnancy that ensues, and a Hugh Grant, and you guys know if you know. If you've seen the movie, you know. Okay, and funny shenanigans ensue, and we all watch it, and we get the heartwarming fuzzies, and maybe you're with the person you love, and you pull up close, and you're like, oh yeah, this is like the experience, woo, and the women are like, that is so me, like, but this movie feels like it's out to generally just offend everybody in the world. I don't know what to tell you. This movie feels like it is made to, instead of make comedic moments out of what could happen during a pregnancy, this feels like it's out to poke fun of people who get pregnant and to make terribly distasteful jokes on the whole fucking situation. How does this woman still get movies? Could anybody let me know, please? Does anybody in this world still find Amy Schumer fucking funny? I'm asking a legitimate question. Is there out there an Amy Schumer fan who is watching this shit? Could someone please fucking tell me? How is this woman getting fucking roles? Who is paying her? I'm gonna say on the opposite end here, she's got a fuck of an agent because this woman keeps on being put in these movies like she's fucking funny. Okay, so the comedy, it sucks. It sucks. It's not funny. There's like a joke maybe that got a mild smile from me, and it's from Julian Bell and Brian Howell, who are playing the friends. They say a couple of funny things where they're attempting to fucking act. Amy Schumer's jokes are all bad. She's a bad joke teller. She's not even good when people are writing the jokes for her. I don't understand it. If someone writes you a joke, all you have to do is deliver it. She can't deliver somebody else's joke. She doesn't write her own jokes. How is she still employed? Why? Like, folks, I looked at this and I knew. I saw the name and I said, this is not going to be good in any way, shape, or form. But I saw the other actresses and I've seen them in other movies and I said, okay, maybe the cast around her will make this movie good. The problem is Amy Schumer's terrible fucking character is the focus of this movie, and her conning everyone into believing she's pregnant when she's not, and making fun of legitimately in this world pregnant people and going, ha ha, isn't that funny? Pregnant people are fat. Ha 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 ha. What the fuck? I'm offended. Yes, they gain weight. They're having a fucking human being. Where's the joke? There's a scene where she's in a Lamaze class and she's doing like yoga and she's making fun of all of the pregnant people. Why? Who the fuck found this funny? Who looked at this goddamn script and said, you know what would be funny? making fun of pregnant people who are dealing with back pains and all these other issues. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny to feel like shit? Isn't it funny to have morning sickness and make fun of your friend and make hangover jokes? What the fuck, Netflix? What are you doing? Why would you? Why would you? And yes, thank you, lovely Richie. Like, first off, not to shame anybody, but no one gives a fuck about Amy Schumer. She apparently thinks she is God's gift to women. We all know that's not true. I'm not going to get too into it. I've done videos on her stealing comedian stuff, so I already don't really like her as an individual. But this movie honestly highlights the worst characteristics of Amy Schumer's joke telling with very mean, vicious jokes. I do not understand how, according to, because I wasted my time looking up shit on this movie, how this is empowering to women. I don't get it. Maybe if there are women in the comments who have unfortunately watched this hour and 40 minutes of fucking waste of time, if you could tell me if you feel empowered after watching this movie, please let me know in the comments below. But if you feel offended like I did throughout this whole fucking, that this thing even exists, let me know. This movie, I would talk about the plot and the story and where it goes, but I guess spoiler warnings. Yeah, people find out that she's a terrible fucking person and she lied to her friends and family and everybody who trusted her. And their reaction is they fucking shrug it off and go, oh, well, at least she learned her lesson. When she's still a terrible fucking person at the end of this movie. What lesson did she learn? What lesson was I supposed to learn? What, make fun of pregnant people? I don't understand what the message of this movie is. I really don't. It's an hour or 40 minutes of just shitting on a demographic of people and then saying, ha ha ha, thanks for watching. How does she get the guy at the ending? He's so nice. Leave her. That would have been the appropriate ending. And then she changes and learns, oh, I can't fucking tell a really big, huge, ridiculous lie because I'm jealous, because my friends are getting more attention than I am. Like, my God, who greenlit this? This is why comedy is dead. This is why I will never get Wedding Crashers 2 or any good comedies ever again. I won't get another Hangover, which is what I have right now. And I swear to God, half of this is my hangover, and half of this is Amy Schumer's fucking terrible acting that I feel like a piece of my soul died even bringing this movie up. Obviously, I don't know. It's on the top feed, so I don't know who the fuck, if people just like saw this and thought they were in for a good romp. Don't watch this movie. Bury this movie wherever cuties went to die and let these two abominations exist in Netflix's trash bin, because this is worse than Open House or the other fucking original Netflix bullshit movies. I would watch those over ever fucking watching this. This was the equivalent of taking a really painful shit and thinking that you're done on the toilet, and just as your ass cheeks start to get up, you realize, oh man, I'm not done. We're in DEFCON 3, and you sit back down and there's that one tear rolling down your eye. That was what this movie was, folks. This movie is a painful shit, and I don't even want to say that because I don't want to offend painful shits all around the world by putting this movie in that class, but this movie is the worst example of raunchy comedies. It should not exist. Adam Sandler, I'm slightly disappointed in you and your company for greenlighting this fucking terrible script. I'm even more disappointed that you got the worst comedian on God's green earth to be your lead character, because anybody, uh, even the worst actor could have played this role better than Amy Schumer. You could literally change the sex of this character to a male, and they would have been a fuck of a lot better than watching Amy Schumer for an hour and 40 minutes make fun of pregnant people. I don't know how this shit gets made in 2025. Honestly, this is amazing. This should be studied in film classes and put under a microscope on how you just take a terrible idea, you put the worst person in the world for that terrible idea, you find a streaming service that doesn't give a fuck about quality, and you just slap it on there, and bam, you got a movie. You know what? I'm going to take my previous idea of taking a painful shit, I'm going to videotape it, I'm going to get a somewhat well-known production company to greenlight the painful shit, and then I'm going to get Netflix to give me $100 million deal for the painful shit. And then I'm going to spawn subsequent sequels called The Painful Shit 2, The Return of the Shit, The Painful Shit 3, The Shittening. I don't know. These are still working titles. But I can guarantee you, watching me take my painful shit will be more entertaining than sitting through an hour or 40 minutes of the worst jokes I have ever fucking heard in my life. This is not hyperbole. This is the worst comedy movie I have ever seen. I have been alive on this earth for 30 years. I don't think I've seen a comedy worse than this. I have seen movies that are trying to be serious, that are unintentionally comedies, that are better than this fuck. I rather watch The Happening. I rather watch Captain Marvel while you tie me to a chair, like that movie with his fucking eyes open like this. I'd rather watch something like horrifying for just hours and hours on end until I'm driven insane than ever fucking put this movie back on. The mere fact that I made it through this movie is a testament to the fact I had to tell you about this, because it was so bad. And don't watch it out of curiosity and go, oh, maybe it's so bad, I'll get enjoyment. No, a little piece of your soul will die. Literally, you will wonder the meaning of life. Food will lose its taste. You will go into a deep-seated depression and wonder what it all means. You'll start questioning your moral values. You'll start to wonder where you took a detour, to where you got so curious that one day you were sitting on your couch and you turned and you flicked on this movie and you said, hey, maybe life isn't just worth it anymore. Maybe this is as good as it gets. And you fucking turn on this movie, and then you find the nearest window and you just take a fucking header because this movie is so goddamn terrible. You've realized you've made a decision you can't turn back from. There's no turning back. You have officially entered the danger zone. You are done. You're at Mach fucking 5. The plane is coming at you. You can't press the fucking eject, and bam, you're blowing out of the sky. And Tom Cruise is sitting there going, you are the best fucking pilot he's ever had. There's a big memorial. Him and Iceman patch things up because they realize you made the sacrifice for fucking humanity. And there you are with friends and family going, we never knew he was on this path. We never knew this was where his life was going. We would have stopped him. We would have intervened if we would have known what fucking decision this would have led to. That's how I feel today. That's how I feel, folks. This movie made me feel like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? What is God's grand fucking plan for me? Am I just meant to suffer? Have I not suffered enough? Netflix, have I not suffered enough? Please, for the love of God, make good shit. You have billions of dollars. It's not hard. Hire people that can write. For fuck's sake. Stop it. Get some help. Jesus Christ. That's all I got for you today, folks. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Make this worth the journey that I've just taken. Okay? Because I'm on that very thin line of just falling to the abyss. Okay? I'll be doing a Sons of Anarchy retrospective. I did a vote on X, and overwhelmingly, you guys want me to continue the retrospective. It's going to take me a while. It's not going to be shot live like this. I am going to actually do editing and shit because I really care about the show, and I want to talk about something good that brings joy into my life, unlike Amy Schumer, who just makes my life an abyss, staring down into a black hole, wondering what it all means. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to have a review on the newest movie, The Monkey. So, thank you, everybody. Please don't watch this movie. Oh, rating. It's a fucking 2. And I'm only giving it a 2 because of the supporting cast. They deserve much better than this pile of steaming shit. Hopefully, Amy Schumer falls into a deep, dark, black abyss where we'll never fucking see her again. But anywhere she goes, they're going to spit this terrible comedian out because she is an abomination and a blight and the worst thing that happened to comedy. Oh my God. Okay, I got to stop now, but I just want to say comedy died the day Amy Schumer took stage. That was the end. I tried to mark exactly where comedy started dying, and it coincides with Amy Schumer first going on stage. That was when we lost comedy, folks. That's when it was all over. And now it's been a slow inching to the inevitable death. And this movie is one of many comedy movies that have been helping to kill comedy as we know it. Let's bring Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and everybody back, please. Just get together and do a movie. I don't even give a fuck about what it's about. I'll watch it. Stop giving this bitch movies, please. Someone just yank her off of stage. She can't act. She sucks. And as always, remember, kneel before General Zod.